time. With that, Coach, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, you bet. Congrats to Michigan here. Obviously, we dug ourselves a hole in the first quarter. The turnovers, gave them great field position. Thought our defense did a good job. Most of those drives of holding them to field goals gave us a chance. Loved the fight in our team, at the end of the first half to gain some momentum. Just got to finish some drives there at the end of the fourth quarter. And, that's what it comes down to. So make a throw, make a catch. Guys play their hearts out, though. Never gonna question the competitiveness. Some guys out there playing through a lot. When it comes to even just the physical pain that they're trying to grind through, trying to finish this thing off right. So feel for those guys. Want the guys that obviously are going to be coming back to remember this feeling, remember some of the feelings throughout the year. But we gotta keep building, continue to move forward.
Thanks, Coach. With that, we'll start with Chase here on the right. No, Mike. Go ahead.
Early in the fourth quarter, you had a 4th and 7 on Michigan's 34. You throw incomplete there. Was there strong consideration for kicking a field goal there, make it 16-13, which maybe could have made a difference later?
Yeah, you think about it. Felt like at the time, and obviously now we know that he can kick the one at the end. From that distance, just felt like we were on the fringe of really what the percentages were. Understanding who we are, and again, it sounds like you don't have confidence in your kicker, which I do, but just felt like we can convert a 4th and 7, and or was it 4th and 7? Yeah, 4th and 7, and so unfortunately we didn't, and felt like the passing game when we were executing, which that's the big part of it, right? That we could find a way to convert and get the ball in the right guy's hands and let him go make a play.
Go with Nick, staying on the right side.
Kalen, you decided to stick with Jalen even after that first quarter. What went into that decision, and kind of how did you move through all that?
Well, I think there were some elements that played. I know even the pick, that's a really nice play. You throw it maybe 2 inches out further, and it's a catch for us. And I'm not sure if we run out of bounds or what there, but they made a nice play. And you guys were there. You saw the elements on the snap. I mean, you got to field it. You can't turn it over. They struggled, I think. Fortunately, they had the field position. Fortunately for them, they had the field position where they didn't have to really press until the rain kind of moved through. But that certainly didn't help us, and kind of dug ourselves a rut. Had to play a little different style again. But hats off to our guys there just at the end of the first half of understanding, hey, just get one score, and then one score led to 2. Wish we could have just done something there. I think in the end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter, where we get maybe a field goal, get some points on the board, put the ball in the end zone.
Jump to the left side, Charlie. Kind of stick on that, Coach. For clarity's sake, did you consider it all maybe making a change at quarterback?
No, I didn't. I just felt like there's things that he still did. We scored a field goal. With him using his legs, we went 95 plus yards in less than a minute. And so just that factor and what we needed with him and his mobility added to the run game, I felt like that was, the swap right there. So, the interception early, and you want a lot of those incompletions happened in down at distances that weren't favorable, or backs to the wall and have to throw the ball at the end of the first half, at the end of the second here. So I know that gets away from you from the completion percentage, but I thought there was still a lot of good plays that he made too, and I saw, I guess, a fighter, the fight in his eyes, and as long as I see that, I want to hang in there with the guys that this program means a lot to.
Let's go with Tony, stay on the left side. No, Mike.
Just given the lack of depth of receiver, you guys didn't really go to the running game as much. Was that just because they were stopping you, or what was the reason for you only had 12 carries by running back?
Yeah, I think that they're one of the top 5 rushing defenses, and I know that there's personnel on both sides, both teams that were different maybe from what you would see in the regular season, both us and them. But I think there was certainly part of our game plan to where we felt we needed to spit the ball out and get the ball in the right guy's hands, and try to do that. And whether it was slipping or incomplete passes. Some of those plays didn't get executed the way that, you practiced them for the last 2-3 weeks. So, there were some runs that I think Jam at the end of the game poured up in there at the end of the first half. I really thought he did a nice job getting us out from behind our end zone there. So, he ran hard, and I think just having a little bit of a balance was important for us in this game, just because of kind of who they were and a little bit of what we felt we could do to attack them.
Going to the far right, Matt.
Jalen, do you think this season was successful?
I mean, every time you're in the locker room and you have something like this, it's disappointing. But I think there's a lot of things that you take from it, and I mean, I know that the guys that hung in there that probably played their last game in the crimson and white, they wouldn't have had it any other way. As far as to show the grit, show the determination, to show the competitiveness. They stayed the course. There's a whole lot more. I just think that really goes into the last 12 months. People see what happens on a Saturday, but it's guys choosing to stay here, guys choosing to go from one week to the next. When you're on a little bit of a roller coaster through the middle of the season, and as long as we learn from it, then to me, then it can be a success moving forward. We're going to take all these things that happened, and there's some things that happened in the game today too that, we got to learn from and make sure that those mistakes don't hurt us a year from now. I don't care if it's turnovers, penalties. It's everything. And so to me, it's a success if we move forward and we take advantage of the lessons, even though we don't want to learn those lessons sometimes, right? Because they're hard. We're going to learn from those lessons, move forward, and be better next year because of it. So, I told the guys that played their last game, how much I appreciate them. I know the teammates shared how much they appreciate them as well in the locker room. And, I know they're going to make us proud when they move on to the next level. And I promise them we're going to continue to make them proud with the fight and the standard of competitiveness that they instilled in this program here moving forward.
Let's go to the second row on the left, starting with Mike.
Just, was there an explanation given to you on the sideline? Correct.
I think just ran into someone on our team. I'm not sure who, or what.
All right, we got 2 more questions, starting with Katie.
You talked about how you showed some fight in the first half and were able to kind of carry that momentum into halftime. Why do you think you weren't able to kind of keep it going in the second half?
There was the losses were the ones that hurt us. A sack, being behind the chains, that's what they thrive on, right? Their defense does a good job of thriving on, being physical, force you into down distances where you're behind the chains. And, when that happened, it's tough to overcome against a team that understands their identity, plays team football. We knew the game would get shrunk down when you kind of knock out the first quarter, which you can't do because that's part of the game. And all of a sudden it takes on a different, game of its own because you're down 16-0. You're just fighting and scrapping and trying to give yourself a chance like we did at the very end.
All right, last question, Colin.
Hey, Kalen, kind of looking back, Jalen hasn't announced his intention in terms of what next year looks like, but looking back at your time with him, how have you seen him grow? How have you seen him kind of respond to being, I guess, the face of your first program here?
Yeah, well, I think everyone would probably share the same feeling I have is that, the guy always speaks about the team. He always speaks about his teammates. It's not about him, and he leads that way every day, in our program. And, when you're the quarterback of any football team, the eyes are always on you, and especially when you're at Alabama and you're going through some ups and downs once in a while in the course of the season. It takes on a heavy burden sometimes, and he's just steady. He stays the course, and I guess the fight in him, the ability to move forward. I thought that is something even in the midst of times when he maybe didn't make a play that he could have made or wanted to make, or even a mistake. Which everyone's going to make a mistake here and there. I thought that's one area where he's really improved, especially the last half of the season. And I think our guys appreciate that in him. I think that they have taken that, we've taken that on as a team too, and always trying to move forward, even when we're not perfect.
Thanks, Coach.
You bet. Thanks. Roll Tide.
For Alabama media, our players are now available